Hey, hi everyone. I think you have seen the thumbnail, right? So this is the Pew session on how to solve quantitative aptitude using some tricks. And we all know that around 40% of the quantitative aptitude is purely based on calculation part. So if you know the calculation well, you will become a master in quantitative aptitude. So in this today's class, I would like to say around 4 to 5 topics which can helpful for quantitative aptitude. So let us see what are those things. First thing, for example, you are facing the problems with percentages. So guys, you know that percentage is the major key for the quantitative aptitude around simple interest, compound interest, profit and loss, discounts, and especially direct percentages concept. These all 5 categories are especially depends on percentages. So whatever the terminology they are using, for example, in simple interest, compound interest, they will use the word like interest, and in profit and loss, they will use cost price selling price or loss occurred, profit occurred. In our discounts and market price, they are using some discount. Whatever the word it may be, finally what we will do in the example or a question is, again we are come up with equation like this and you have to minimize the answer, right? So for these type of things, how we can do that? For example, I am taking a what is 60%, 30% simple interest for 3 years on principal amount 456. So he's asked the question like, if a person borrowed some amount of 456 rupees and the rate of interest is 13% per annum and he has taken for 5 years, then what will be the interest? Again, time duration into percentage, total is nothing but 5 13s are 65%. So you have to find 65% of 456 rupees. That's it. For example, you got the discount of 65% on the market price, that is 456. Again, you have to calculate this one. So whatever the question it may be, the final conclusion of these 5 topics is again calculation of the percentages, right? So whenever you are doing this type of percentages, if you start doing this type of problems with a regular methodology, that is like what we will do actually, percentage is nothing but simply multiplications. So 65 into percentage is nothing but 1 by 100 into 456. And whenever you have seen 100 is a 5 multiple, 16 is a 5 multiple, you will get cancelled with 5 13 times, 5 20 times. Even number and even number you will start cancelling and you will come up with the lot of calculation part. So whenever you are doing this type of problems, don't try to simplify the answer into the small numbers. Why? Because it leads to the difficulty level of the problem, which is nothing but you will take more time to calculate these type of things. So whenever you are facing around, I will tell you simple thing, that is around in quantitative aptitude, 30% of the problems you can solve through percentages, and again this percentage is simply replication of multiplications, and multiplications is nothing but again multiple times additions. So if you know the additions properly, you can find products, and if you are good at products, you can find percentages easily. So the concept I will explain now, that is split the percentage into additions. 65% of 456, don't do it in a bulk way, split and merge them again, which is nothing but I can write 65% as 50% plus 10% plus 5%, right? So what is the 50% of 456? Guys, we know that 50% is half of the number, right? 50% is half of the number. So what is the half of the number of 456? Is nothing but 228, 228, right? Then what is the 10% of the number? 10% of any number is nothing but, for example, 10% of 328. 10% of any number is the decimal point moves towards left by 1 position. So 10% of any number is the decimal point moves towards the left. For example, if you want to find 1%, then decimal point jumps by 2 positions. So 1% of 328 is 3.28, 10% is 32.8. You can find it easily. And what is the 10% of 456? Simple, right? 45.6. And what is the 5% of the number? We already know 50% is 225. The difference between 50% and 5% is justly divided by 10. So the answer will be 22.8. So by adding these numbers, you can easily find the answer. So the complex calculation I have converted into simple addition and subtraction category. Here the totally we are obtained with additions only. Sometimes we have to go for the subtractions also. It depends on how you are doing the approach towards the problem. For example, similarly I am taking a random number like 77% of 128, for example. So whenever you are doing this type of problem, 77 by 100 into 128, and 77 is an odd number and even numbers are there, you will start cancelling with 2, right? It will take a lot of time for you. So don't try to do this type of approaches. What is 77% of 128, which is nothing but, for example, I can split the 77 as 50% plus 20% plus 5% plus 2%. And I know that 50% and 25% are similar. So I can split now as 50%, 25% and 2% is better one rather than this splitting, right? So what is 50%? Half of the number, which is nothing but 64. What is 25%? 100%, sorry, 50% is equal to half of the 100% and 25% is equal to half of the 50%. Already we know 50% is 64. Then what is 25%? Is simply 32. What about 2%? I already told you what is 1%. Decimal points move towards the left hand side by 2 places. So 1% is 1.28, then 2% is double it, which is nothing but 2.56. So you can easily add them. 6 and 3, 9, and 4 plus 2 plus 2, 8.56. So if you do in a regular manner, you can't come up with this type of speed answer. So try to split the percentage and merge them. This is the concept of split and merge. Okay. So when looking to the next concept, the divisibility rules of several numbers. Why? Because in any competitive examinations, most of the problems, around 30% of the problems, we can solve through these type of divisibility rules. Why? Because we can go through the options and which number is going to be our answer, we can judge through divisibility rules. So that when you are learning the number system concept, divisibility rules are very much important. And whenever the problem seems little difficult, you can go through the divisibility rules, and by checking the options, you can do these problems very easily, right? So everyone knows divisibility rule of 3, 4, 8 and so on. So I am suggesting you guys to know the divisibility rule up to 21 tables or 20. If you know them, it will be easy. So most of the students don't know the divisibility rule about 17 and 13. So in this session, I am going to discuss about only these two numbers and remaining a little easier. And 13, is it divisible by 17 or not? So I will check this one. Just look at here. Just take the number. I will tell you the technique. And discard the last unit digit. So we have left with 491 and multiply this unit digit with 5, which is nothing but 15 is our resultant, and subtract this number to the remaining number. So 491 minus 15. What you are doing, just simply you are discarding the unit digit and multiplying with 5, and whatever the answer you have obtained, you are subtracting from the remaining number 491. So 491 minus 15, answer is 476. Again you have to do discard this 6 and multiply with 5, and we will come up with the result 30, and subtract this 30 from the remaining number. We have left with 47, and 47 minus 30, answer is 17. So we have left with 17. 17 is divisible by 17, so that the total number 4913 is divisible by 17 also. So after doing this process, if you are obtained with 17 multiple as your answer, the total number will be divisible by 17. Or if you get the answer as 0 also, it is divisible by 17. So the 17 divisibility rule is, you have to discard the unit digit and you have to do the 5 times of it, and you have to subtract from the remaining number, and the process will be repeated until you will get either 0 or 17 multiple. So this is one process. And look at the next one, 13 divisibility rule. When coming to the 13 divisibility rule, for example, I am assuming some random number, that is 13 cube, 2197, right? So 2197. So for the 13 divisibility rule, it slightly changes. So how it changes is nothing but, again the procedure is same, discard the unit digit, but for this time you have to multiply with 4. So 7 4s are 28, and this 28 must be added to the remaining number. For the 17 we are subtracting, for 13 we have to add. So 219 plus 28, which is nothing but 247. And again discard the last unit digit number and multiply with 4, and you will come up with again 28, and add this 28 to the remaining 24, and you will come up with the answer 52. So 52 is a 13 multiple, I know that. So this total number is divisible by 13. If you still have a doubt whether it may be 52 is 13 multiple or not, try to repeat the process. So 2, discard it, and into 4, which is nothing but 8. So add to the remaining number, which is plus 8. So 5 plus 8, answer is 13. So the total number can be divisible by 30. So these problems, these type of divisibility rules are very important, so that you can do it in the examples or exams without any huge calculation part. If you are going through the practice, and I am suggesting you guys, just play with the mathematics. If you play with the mathematics, they will teach you a lot of techniques. Don't get practice, try to play with the mathematics. Next, look into the next concept, that is simplification and approximations. So when coming to the simplifications and approximations, lot of students will get confused, or due to lack of practice or due to lack of remembering of the techniques to calculate, they will face a lot of issues while they are in the examination. So I am suggesting you guys, before going to the examination, at least you have to know the products and multiplications up to 120 or squares up to 120. It's very, very important for any competitive examination, right? So whenever you are doing this type of simplification approximations, just look at here, 1849, just round up the number near to their integers. So decimal I have near integer is 1849, and 42.97 is near to 43. So we have a square on the denominator, we have a square on the numerator as well. So the thing is, here I can't find 1849 square immediately, but I know 43 square. 43 square is so much easy, guys. Just look at here how we can do that. Our reference number is 50. So 50 square is 2500. So how much 43 is less than 50? Is nothing but 7, right? So minus 7. Minus 7 square is how much? 49. So place 49. And the you have to assume this 25. So 7 less. So subtract this 7 from this 25. So 25 minus 7, remainder is 18. So 43 square is nothing but 1849, which is nothing but it is reduced, or it is 7 less. So 7 square is 49. We got the tens digit position and unit digit position. So for the remaining number, what we have to do is, how much it was less, you have to subtract from the square term 25. So 25 minus 7, 18. So this is the 43 square, that is 1849. So the examiner want to test you in a way that whether you know the squares or not. So the denominator will get cancelled, numerator exactly what the square will get, it will be cancelled. So we will left with 1849 is our answer. Simple, right? So if you know the squares, how to find the squares, simplifications and approximations a little easier. So for example, if you want to find like random number 58 square, how we can do that? It is additional 8. What is 8 square? 64. And 25 plus 8, answer is 33. So 58 square is nothing but simply 33, 64, that's it. So if you know the 50 square root number, that is 25, and you can find all the remaining numbers near to 50s. And I'll also tell you one technique that, for example, 96 square we have to find. So we nearest number, we know that 100 square, right? So how much 96 is less than 100? It is minus 4, right? So for these numbers we have another technique. So 96 minus 4, you have to do it in here only. You don't have to take the reference number. So 96 minus 4, answer is 92. What is 4 square? It is 16. So answer is 92, 16 is correct. So we have around 5 to 6 these type of shortcut methods, and these are already available in our channel. So try to go through the multiplications up to 120 and squares. So we will try to update the concepts very soon. So meanwhile, you can go through the shortcuts which we have already given in our channel. So try to watch them and try to learn these concepts easily. So just look into the next one, products. Even the products can be solved through, again, the concept called split and merge. So try to remember this concept, it's very, very important. So whenever you have to do, for example, 18 into 48. Whenever you are doing this type of problems, try to split the number as your convenient way, so that we can do it very easily. For example, how can this problem can be done? 48 can be written as 50 minus 2, right? And what is 50? Is nothing but 50 can be written as again 100 by 2. So 50, if you want to multiply some number with 50, is equal to multiplying with 100 by 2 also same. So you are doing half of the number and multiplying with 100. So 50 18s are 900. It's very easy. So these all the steps will be calculated on in your brain only. You don't have to use pen and paper. So whenever you have to do the 48%, immediately you can do 50%. 50% is nothing but 100 by 2, which is nothing but half of the number is 9, and you have to multiply with 100, 900, that's it. But you have to subtract 2 times the number. 2 times is nothing but 36. Whatever the result, I don't bother about that. I know the answer, it is 864, but I don't bother about that. Why? Because I need these 2 terms to be defined very quickly. So similarly, I am going with another example. For example, I have to do 18 into 48 again. I am not getting the logic here. Then you can do the logic from here, which is nothing but 18 can be done as a 20 minus 2 into 48. What is 2 times of 48? Is nothing but simple, right? Which is nothing but 96 minus 2 times and 20 times is difference, only 1 0 is extra, so that is 960. So again you have to subtract these 2 numbers. So whenever you are thinking of the numbers, they will become more easier rather than going for the regular conventional basic product methods, right? So I'm giving you assignment for you to understand this. So please comment me the answers how we can do this problem 36 into 42, and please try to answer this question in the comments so that I'll also learn how you guys are thinking, right? I hope everyone will done this, so I'm waiting for your comments. So the next one is again percentages. So why I have taken this type of percentages, nothing but in many competitive examinations this type of percentage simplifications on finding the value of x is very crucial, right? So I'm giving you a technique called, which is everyone knows mostly, that is x percentage of y is always equal to y percent of x. That is 10% of 100 is equal to 100% of 10. So what is the percentage is nothing but multiplication of the two numbers and divide by 100. That's it. So whether you are multiplying x with y or y with x, the results is always same. So that's why x percent of y is equal to y percent of x is the important equation. And here, whenever these type of problems were given in the examination, you have to try in a smart way. For example, x equal to 65% of 400. So minus 65% of 400 plus 44% of 800. I am writing 800 as 400 into 2, and these two can be multiplied directly to the 844 such that it becomes 88% of 400 minus 12% of 400. So we know 88% is there, 65% is there, minus 12% is there. So all we are having a 400 common. So if you take 400 common, 88 minus 65, answer is 23. 23 minus 12 is nothing but 10, 13. So 11%. So what is 11% of 400? 10% is 40 and 1% is 4. So answer is 44, x equal to 44. So whenever you are playing with the maths, they will give you the boost to complete the problem in a less time. So try to practice these type of problems so that you can improve your calculation skills. Let's look into the last one. Last but not least, it's very important one, that is importance of digit 5. Guys, trust me, if you want to learn multiplications or squares or whatever, cubes and simplifications, anything, you can take the reference of 5. And how to find the squares and square roots using digit 5, the videos are available in our channel. So please try to go through those videos. We are already made these type of shortcuts earlier classes, so try to go with that and you can find how we can find all the concepts through number 5. For example, 125 square we have to find. It's very easy, guys. Just what is 5 square? 25. And what is the number you have left with? 12. And multiply this 12 with the next number 13. So 12 13s are 156. So answer completed. 156 and 25. So the answer for the square of 125 square is 15625. That's it. Very simple. If you know all the shortcuts. So remember, maths is a magic until you know it. If you know it, it is a trick. But if you want to become a master in the tricks, you have to play with the maths. This is the only way you can learn the maths. Don't practice it, try to play with that. Whenever you are playing, you can innovate, you can think, and you will start exploring the new things. Yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye bye.